Hello. Today's tutorial is to go over how to quickly put verse tags on lots of things. You may not know that you want to do verse tags until you've got a whole bunch of items out in the world already, and then you might find it kind of overwhelming to manually put a verse tag on every single device. Um, you still have to sort of manually put them on each device, but I can show you how to do that much quicker and easier than the manual add process. And that's what we're going to go over today. Before we do that, I will go over how to use verse tags a little bit. I won't go too far on that because there's lots of tutorials out there for that already. But I haven't seen any tutorials to go over how to quickly put verse tags on lots of different devices. So that's where the focus is going to be today. So in today's example, I have an item granter that's going to give gold, and I have a verse device that only has the item granter as an option, as an at editable. But I have lots of guard spawners out here. The idea is that every time a guard is eliminated, we want to award gold from the item granter. And that's what this verse code is going to do. But you'll notice that we're not actually specifying the guard in the verse device as an at editable. Likewise, you'll notice the item granter is not using direct event binding to do that either. So I will show you how we're doing that with verse. So if we pull up our verse, we can see that we have a tag at the top here. Guard tag is a subclass of the tag class, and you can find the tag class here with some documentation. I'm not going to go over how to read all this. I might do that in a future tutorial, but that's not the purpose for today. Um, if you don't know what subclasses are or how to use them, just know that if you write the tag format like this, you'll be able to use it down below. And then I've got the money granter, which is an item granter. And I do have a variable for guard spawners that's not an at editable. What we're going to do is actually look at all of the tagged guard spawners and then add those to our guard spawners. So in our on begin, you can see that we've got guard spawner build array, which first creates an array of tagged items using the get creative object with tag function. That function takes a tag class as a parameter and then creates an array of all objects that have that verse tag. Now, in our case, that's only going to be guard spawners, but that could be all kinds of different things. And because it may not just be a guard spawner, it could be something else, we then need to go through that array and extract the guard spawners. And that's what we're doing here for single item in our array item, so tagged item and tagged items. Every time we iterate through, we get to the next index of tagged items. And then we want to try to cast our tagged item to a guard spawner device. That's what this is doing here is changing the data type to a guard spawner. And if that succeeds, then we're going to have a guard spawner variable here, or constant, I guess. Um, and we're going to add our guard spawner uh, item here to our array. This is the format of adding an item to an array. Then we're going to use guard spawner subscribe function, which iterates through the array that we just built. And we'll do a subscribe for eliminated event on each one of those guard spawners for eliminated event. So when a guard from the guard spawner is eliminated, it will call the guard eliminated function and pass device AI result interaction result to it. When that happens, we need to look for who eliminated the guard, which is going to be in the source. And I'll show you how to find that real quick in just a moment. Um, but this is going to set the attacker to be that person. We want to set our money granter to index 0 because that is where our gold is. If we go and look, it's at index 0. And then we want to actually grant the item to our attacker. So if we go look at eliminated event, I'm going to hold control and click on it. We can see that eliminated event provides device AI interaction result. Now, if we go look at what that is by control clicking it again, we can see that that is a struct that has a source and a target. The source, which is what we're interested in here, who did it, is going to be an optional agent, which is why I wrote it like this. This will get us a real agent from an optional agent. So the way this should work, on begin starts, it's going to tell us that we have 0 guard spawners in our array. Our function is going to build our array, and then it's going to tell us how many we have. Once it does that, it's going to set each one of our guard spawners up for subscribe, at which point we can then go and kill guard spawners to get gold. So I will show you that I'm not getting gold now because I have no tags on the guard spawners, and then we'll add the tags and show you that we're getting the gold. Or before I load up that, I want to just show you some of the guard spawners, just so you can see there's no verse tag on them now. So if we go look, there's no verse tag. This is where they'd be. So we'll load up and see that we're not getting our gold when we kill things. All right, so I've got Fortnite loaded up here. I'm going to start it, and I'll show you that we're not getting gold right now. Notice no gold is coming in. So now I'll show you, well, we'll end it, and then I'll show you how to add the verse tags quickly to get that gold coming in. So the first thing we have to do is go to one of our guard spawners and actually manually add the verse tag. So we'll click on the guard spawner, hit this add button here. I just look for verse, find the tag that you created, guard tag, and that's it. This guard spawner is all set. Now, if we wanted to do that on this one, we could, and we could do it again here, but that will get pretty old doing that 32 times. However, if you go and find your verse tag, or the item in this list here, you can actually copy this and paste it on other ones to do that more quickly. And even more quickly if you hit Control V. So click here, Control V, Control V. You can see how this actually doesn't take that long. So I'm just going to go through the list and do that real quick. All right. And they're all done. I stopped the video for a minute while I went through that so you didn't have to watch me do all of them. And they're all done. So let's push our changes and see if we're having the desired effect. All right. Our push is done. Let's switch back to Fortnite and make sure we're getting our gold. And you can see that we're getting our gold. Now, if we already have an item that is verse tagged, then it might be easier. In fact, it is easier to just take that item, duplicate it, and then duplicate that as many times you want. So if you know you're going to have an item that you're going to have lots of, it makes sense to tag it before you have lots of it and then just duplicate it. But sometimes you don't know that you're going to have lots until you have already built it out. So that's why I showed you that way. Now, if we create a new guard spawner from one that already has a verse tag on it, our new one, so 33 is our new one, has a verse tag on it. So let's actually move that over here and we'll push our changes so that we can kill this guard spawner and you'll be able to tell that we're getting gold from that one because of the verse tag. So we will be back when that push is done. Our push is done. Let's start the game and switch to Fortnite and see if our guard is working the way we want it to. Should spawn over here somewhere. There he is. Yep, we got the gold. So that is working the way it's supposed to. All right. So what we learned was if you manually put a verse tag on one object, you can copy that and then paste it on other objects. And they don't even have to be the same object. You can paste it on pretty much anything. You may have a purpose where you have different types of objects that you want to have the same tag on. So this will show you how to do that. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe to the channel so you'll know when more tutorials come out. Also, I just set up a Discord where people can come and tell me what sort of tutorials they would like to see. And if they need any help, there will be a channel they can use there to get help on some of the tutorials that I've made as well. Thank you.